What's up guys, it's Drac, and today we're talking about yet another Captain Slug invention. Where does this guy come up with all these ideas? So remember a while back when I mentioned that the Pyara was called the Pyara because the Piranha name was taken by Slug a while ago? Well, he's adapted it for the modern era. Check this thing out. So it doesn't look nearly as aquatic as my version. However, we do have a jawline down here, and the mouth, even the maw as it were, opens up here to reveal blasting goodness. A lot of U-line used to make sure that this thing is super sturdy, and a sling for some strange reason. So let's go ahead and equip this blaster to our person. So I don't know how Slug recommends you to wield this bad boy, but I find that slinging it as such is pretty good. I'm a little longer than Slug is, I suppose, so assuming this was adjusted for him, maybe we'll slide it just a little bit to give us slightly more reach, take advantage of our wingspan just a little bit better. There, that's better. Room to breathe. Now, taking a look at the Piranha has a lot of stuff going on. It's got elastics or stringer style equipment, very similar to how like a lot of Slug's returns recently have been utilizing that system. It's got a catch system that reminds me distinctly of the Caliburn and DNA from the Hyper and the Whisper and what have you in the form of how it returns. Now, this is a reverse plunger blaster. The barrel is hidden up top, and then the plunger is down here. It's going to move through a 180 bracket here in the shoulder stock, and that's all very novel, very interesting, and reminds me a lot of some of the blasters we used to make, like double rainbows back in the day. Now I bet you guys are wondering, Drac, how do you prime this thing? There's no grip, this doesn't come forward, this isn't a slide. Well, just like that. You just kind of push it away from your body, your pusher comes out like this, your magazine goes out the Bullpup configuration. The release there is itty bitty on the back end, but conveniently located, very intuitive. Then you let it slide forward like such. The dart chambers as the entire slide returns. The plunger is now primed. Your plunger tube is now empty, and so just like the Pyara, actually, this is a one-hand wieldable, very compact, sort of Bullpup style design. Magazine in the back, pull forward like that, shoulder to fire, and your left hand stays free the entire time. That was actually a pretty... Dang! These are pretty accurate. So anyway, that's Slug's latest and greatest design. Let's take it outside, put it over the chronograph. This looks to be a K25 iteration. I do want to point out real quick that when primed and actuated, the maw kind of opens up utilizing the pulley system up front, and it's just all... It's very, very clever, to be completely truthful with you. I'm pretty excited by this. So a couple of features that I've picked up on are, first off, I just want to compliment Slug. I asked for in-strike, I got in-strike. This is great. The gray plays off of the silver from the hardware really nicely, and the neon yellow is just oh so slick with that black accenting. Also, it satisfies the rambling wreck in me. Now, when we prime it, you can notice here that this has a very Vanguard style ram, in that you can drop the mag or add the mag at any point. You don't have to have an open breech to load that magazine. You can in fact load it this way due to how that ram is flat in the center, allowing for mag lip travel. So we do have to prime it one more time to actually chamber a dart. Let's throw one over the crony. That was only 111. I feel like it was hitting harder than that. 115. 105. This might just be like a really slick End-War dart shooter. Now these are worker Gen 2s. You might get slightly different performance, but it looks like by and large, on average, we're between 100 and 110, trending towards the upper side. But to prove that you don't need ridiculously high FPS to shoot pretty slick, we're gonna fire a few downrange and just see how accurate it is. If we shoot straight, do they fly straight? We're gonna try and avoid that squirrel just hopping along like nothing bad is gonna happen. And it's not bad, like those are legitimately 85-foot shots downrange. And they seem very, very straight. Let's see if we can't pop that tree in the distance there. And that was pretty direct, dead on. Oh, we did come close to the scroll that time. Overall, just a really novel design from Slug. This one's not that performance-based, I suppose, but it's certainly delivering darts downrange in quite the reasonable fashion. The use of talons is very, very slick, very sexy, and then there is a version that takes a hopper clip. And if you don't know what a hopper clip is, you need to go back into like the 2011, 2012 videos on this channel and be ready to cringe. But overall, really pleased with the Piranha. I think that it's well worth the name. I love how the jaw opens when it gets ready to fire. I love how compact it is, and I mean, a lot of that is just that I really like the Piranha too. They definitely share a little bit of design ethos, I suppose, even though their language is completely different. Something else that's nice about this is you can, at any point, which is why I think it would be an OK HVZ blaster, just let it go. And upon letting it go, it just kind of sits side slung. It's not a proper 2-point harness, and you are contingent on the strength of, I guess, your pulley system here, hooking into the sling. But overall, it's pretty comfortable right here. It's certainly not going to get in the way while running. And then when you need it, you just grab, prime, and pull. And that's pretty convenient in and of itself. So fun iteration here from Captain Slug, proving that the dude can just crank out a new novel design pretty much at his whims at this point. And I really appreciate the N-Strike style design. If you're interested, the files are, of course, like all of Slug's design, open source and free, which is very, very cool. Those are available for download at CaptainSlug.com. And if you're interested in buying one fully kitted out and slinging darts the same way that I am in this video, all you got to do is hit up his Etsy store, which will also be in the description box below. But I think that these are pretty cool. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, much love. Nerf on, Drac out.